Have you ever felt that no matter how hard you try to fix your life on the outside, the heaviness on the inside still follows you like a shadow? Have you ever asked yourself in a quiet moment, if I am doing everything I am supposed to do, why do I still feel so tired, so lost, so easily hurt? Hi, my friend. Welcome back to the channel. I am really glad you are here, because today we are going to talk about something that looks very philosophical on the surface, but is actually painfully real in everyday life. You may have heard these traditional lines before: contemplate the body as impure, feelings as suffering, the mind as impermanent, and all phenomena as not self. At first glance, it sounds gloomy, even a bit harsh, but behind these words lies a map that can actually help you suffer less, not more, if you really understand it. In this long conversation, we are going to unfold what these four contemplations mean in a modern, practical way. We will not sit on a mountaintop talking in abstract concepts. Instead, we will walk through concrete stories about people who tried to control their body and failed, who chased happiness through feelings and were disappointed, who believed their mind was just who they are until it collapsed, and who slowly discovered a different way to live by seeing through these illusions. We will weave in the themes of awakening, wisdom, karma, practice, and how all of this quietly shapes your destiny, even while you are scrolling your phone or commuting to work. So take a breath. Let us start with the first line. The traditional teaching says to contemplate the body as impure. That does not mean you should hate your body or be disgusted by it. It means do not romanticize it. Do not cling to it as if it were permanent, controllable, and the source of ultimate security. The body is amazing, but it is also fragile, changing, and full of things that our ego does not like to think about. Let us put that into a story. Imagine a woman named Claire, in her 20s. Her body is her pride. She works out, eats well, and loves how she looks in photos. She is not shallow. She is genuinely disciplined. But deep down, her sense of self-worth is tightly tied to her appearance. Compliments about her looks give her a rush of joy. A tiny pimple, an extra kilogram on the scale, or a wrinkle feels like a threat. At parties, she often compares herself to others, who has smoother skin, slimmer legs, whiter teeth. She would never admit it out loud, but a part of her happiness depends on feeling that she is doing better than other women in the beauty game. When she scrolls through social media, she eagerly looks for routines to stay young forever. Sipping collagen drinks and buying the latest creams. Time passes, work stress increases, sleep decreases. There are a few years where she barely looks up from her screen. One morning, she catches a glimpse of herself in the mirror under harsh bathroom light. For a moment, she freezes. The face looking back at her is still her, but there are subtle lines around the eyes, a different texture to the skin, the faint droop at the corners of the mouth. Nothing dramatic, nothing that anyone else would consider a disaster. But for her, it feels like something sacred is cracking. A thought appears. Sharp and cold, I am losing my value. She does not say it out loud, but she feels it like a stone in her stomach. Over the next months, she becomes obsessed with anti-aging routines. She spends more money than she can really afford on treatments and products. She avoids bright light, certain camera angles, even spontaneous outings. Her body, which used to feel like an ally, now feels like a traitor that is slowly turning against her. One day, she visits a friend in the hospital. This friend is the same age but has been diagnosed with a serious illness. Tubes, monitors, pale skin, tired eyes. Sitting at the bedside, Claire feels a different kind of shock. She realizes how fragile all bodies are, not just hers. Illness can arrive without checking your fitness level or skincare routine. Youth can leave without asking your permission. On the way home, she cannot stop thinking. The next morning, instead of just checking her face in the mirror, she sits on the edge of her bed and gently places both hands over her chest. She feels her heartbeat. For the first time, she whispers, "Thank you for still beating for me." Tears come. Slowly, she realizes something. The problem was never that the body changes. That is its nature. The problem was that she secretly believed her value depended on that body staying perfect. She worshipped the body as if it could give her a permanent identity, a permanent security. The teaching "contemplate the body as impure" begins to make sense. It is an invitation to see that the body, while precious, is not a reliable anchor for your entire sense of self. It can be injured. It ages. It gets sick. It breaks down. It sweats, bleeds, digests, decays. When you truly see this, you start to relate to your body in a wiser way. You take care of it tenderly, because it is your vehicle in this life. But you no longer demand that it be flawless or immortal. You stop hating it when it does what all bodies do: get tired, change shape, grow old. You stop building your entire destiny around something that cannot last. This is the first doorway to less suffering. Not indifference, not neglect, but realistic love. You appreciate the body, and at the same time, you loosen your grip on the fantasy that it will always be what it is now. The second line says contemplate feelings as suffering, or more precisely, as unstable, unsatisfactory. That does not mean all feelings are misery. There are beautiful feelings: joy, tenderness, excitement, love. But have you noticed how none of them can be held onto for very long? Think of a man named Jason. He chases good feelings like some people chase discounts. When he is stressed, he orders good food, streams shows, goes shopping, meets friends for drinks. On weekends, he plans trips, parties, and adventures. He is always hunting for the next high, the next thrill, the next moment of "this feels great." When something does not feel good, he immediately pushes it away, distracts himself, or blames someone. His life looks fun from the outside. His social media is full of smiles and sunsets. But if you zoomed into his heart late at night, you would see a different picture. After the party ends, his room feels strangely cold. After the series finishes, the screen looks empty. After the food is eaten, there is a dull heaviness in his stomach. He often feels a vague boredom creeping in, a sense that nothing truly satisfies him for long. One vacation, he goes to a beautiful beach with friends. On the first day, the feeling of freedom is intense. He lies on the sand thinking, "This is it. This is the life I want forever." By the third day, the novelty wears off. The same sea, the same sand. He finds himself scrolling his phone even while sitting in this paradise. A quiet realization hits him even here. He cannot escape his restless mind. Feelings, he realizes, are like waves. They rise, peak, and fall. Pleasure fades. Pain passes. Excitement becomes normal. Normal becomes boring. Boredom drives you to seek more pleasure, and the cycle continues. The teaching "feelings are suffering" does not tell you to suppress or hate your feelings. It tells you to see their nature clearly. They are temporary and unreliable as a foundation for your happiness. When you chase them blindly, you become like a person trying to build a house on ocean waves. Of course it feels unstable. Of course you feel insecure. Once you see this, something beautiful begins to happen. You still enjoy pleasant feelings when they arise, but you no longer cling to them desperately. You know they will pass, and that is okay. You still feel unpleasant feelings, but you do not treat them as permanent curses. You know they, too, will pass. You stop making such a big drama out of the weather in your emotional sky. In practical terms, this means that when sadness comes, you do not immediately think, "I will always feel this way." You think, "Sadness is visiting me right now." When joy comes, you do not scream, "I must hold on to this forever." You think, "Joy is visiting me right now." You become more like a host, welcoming different guests in your inner home, rather than a prisoner of whichever guest happens to ring the bell. Now we come to the third line: contemplate the mind as impermanent. At first you might think, isn't this the same as feelings? Not exactly. The mind here refers to the whole flow of thoughts, moods, opinions, desires, identities. Not just what you feel, but what you think you are. Imagine a woman named Hannah. She has always seen herself as the responsible one. In her family, she was the child who took care of others. In school, she was the diligent student. At work, she is the person who fixes problems, stays late, and never complains. She is proud of this identity. It makes her feel solid. She tells herself, "This is who I am." Then life shifts. Her company downsizes, and she loses her job. She falls ill for a period and cannot perform like she used to. Her parents age and need more care than she can realistically give. The old identity of the one who always has it together begins to crack. She feels lost, ashamed. If she is no longer the strong, ultra-capable one, who is she? She tries to cling to the old story. She pushes her body even when it aches. Says yes, even when she wants to say no. Comforts others while crying in secret. Eventually, she burns out. Anxiety attacks. Insomnia. A sense of hitting an inner wall. In therapy and meditation classes, she hears an unsettling idea: the self you cling to is not fixed. It is a pattern, a habit, a collection of stories. The mind is impermanent. The roles you play are impermanent. The opinions you hold are impermanent. The way you see yourself today might be very different from how you see yourself 10 years from now. At first, Hannah is scared by this. If I am not this identity, then what am I? But as she sits with the question, she begins to notice something. There have always been multiple voices in her mind: the caretaker, the achiever, the playful one, the tired one, the creative one. Different situations call different parts to the front. None of them stick around forever. They are like characters on a stage. The stage itself is awareness. Slowly, she learns to let some identities soften. She allows herself to be the one who needs help sometimes, not only the one who helps. She allows herself to rest without defining that as being lazy. She allows herself to enjoy days where she is not productive. Her mind starts to feel less like a prison and more like a sky where many clouds pass. Contemplating the mind as impermanent means realizing that you are not stuck being the person you have always been. Your temper, your habits, your emotional reactions, your beliefs, your sense of me are all processes, not solid objects. This is incredibly hopeful. It means change is possible. It means the you who suffers today is not destined to suffer in the same way forever. If you begin to understand and train your mind, finally. The fourth line: contemplate all phenomena as not self. This is perhaps the most subtle and powerful. It says that not only body and thoughts are changing, but everything you experience is part of a vast web of condition. Nothing exists as a separate, independent, isolated self. When you grasp that things as my normie in a rigid way, suffering increases. When you see the interdependence of everything, your heart softens. Let us bring this down to earth with a story. There is a man named Leo who is very proud of his career. He often says, "I built everything I have with my own hands." He believes strongly in personal control. If someone is struggling, his first thought is, they must not be trying hard enough. If he faces success, he attributes it entirely to his own intelligence and hard work. One year, the market crashes. His industry is hit hard. Several projects he invested in fall apart for reason he could never have predicted. A natural disaster, a geopolitical event, a sudden policy change. His earnings plummet. For the first time, he feels powerless. It does not matter how many hours he works. Some conditions are simply beyond his control. The shock is painful, but it cracks something open. Sitting in his small apartment one evening, staring at numbers on the screen, he suddenly realizes how many invisible factors were involved in his previous success. The economic climate, the teachers who educated him, the team members who supported him, the health that allowed him to work, the simple fact that he was born in a certain time and place with certain opportunities. He begins to see that his life is not a solo project. It is a node in a huge network of cause and effect. His self is not a sealed container, but a meeting point of countless influences. When he breathes, he is taking in air produced by trees. When he eats, he is absorbing the work of farmers and workers he never met. When he flips a switch, electricity flows through lines built by thousands of hands. Contemplating all phenomena as not self does not mean you do not exist at all. It means you stop seeing yourself as a completely separate, independent entity. You recognize that everything is interconnected: your body with earth and sky, your mind with culture and relationships, your emotions with past experiences. This view naturally gives rise to humility and compassion. When you truly feel this, you start to treat others differently. Instead of judging someone harshly as lazy or stupid, you wonder, what conditions shaped them? What pain are they carrying? What have they been taught? You see that your own flaws also arose from conditions, and you become kinder to yourself. You hold both responsibility and empathy. Yes, we are accountable for our action. And yes, we are all deeply conditioned. Now, you might ask, how does all of this help me suffer less in daily life? It still sounds a bit abstract. Let us put it together through the journey of one person. Let us call her Megan. Megan is in her 30s, working, in a relationship, dealing with aging parents, bills, and the endless noise of modern life. She often feels like she is barely keeping her head above water. Her body is tense. Her feelings swing from excitement to anxiety. Her mind races, and she feels like everything depends on her being perfect. One day, a friend invites her to a retreat on the theme, seeing through body and mind. She hesitates. It sounds heavy, but she is desperate for some relief. So she goes. On the first day, they talk about the body. Instead of giving her a diet or exercise plan, the teacher asks them to lie down and simply scan their body from head to toe. Megan notices sensations she usually ignores: tight jaw, clenched shoulders, a hollow feeling in her chest, heaviness in her legs. She realizes that she has been treating her body like a tool to carry her mind around, not like a living friend. They reflect on how the body is impermanent and not under full control. The teacher asks, if you knew with certainty that your body will age, weaken, and eventually die, how would you treat it today? Relief and sadness flood Megan at the same time. She suddenly feels less pressure to force the body to be something it is not. She also feels a deep tenderness. That night, instead of punishing herself with exercise because she ate too much, she takes a warm bath and thanks her muscles for carrying her all day. On the second day, they explore feelings. The teacher guides them to watch pleasant and unpleasant feelings during meditation. An itch, a wave of boredom, a moment of calm. Megan sees how quickly her mind reacts. I like this. I dislike that. This should stay. This must go. The teacher explains that chasing pleasant feelings and running from unpleasant ones is the root of a lot of suffering. Back in her life, when she feels lonely on a Saturday night, her old habit would be to immediately numb out with endless scrolling. Now she experiments with something new. She sits on the couch, places a hand on her heart, and whispers, "Loneliness is here." She allows a few tears. Surprisingly, after a while, the feeling shifts. It does not own her. It moves like a cloud. She starts to trust that she can handle feeling bad without panicking. This reduces a huge amount of fear. On the third day, they talk about the mind. The teacher invites them to watch their thoughts arise and pass away like bubbles. Megan is stunned by the volume and speed of her inner commentary, judgments, fantasies, plans, fears, stories. She realizes that the phrase "this is just who I am" is not accurate. Her mind is not one solid block. It is a stream. The teacher says, if your mind is a stream, you can learn to guide its course over time. You are not a victim of every thought. You can choose not to feed certain patterns. This is another kind of freedom. When self-hatred thoughts arise, she starts practicing. Here is the familiar thought that I am not good enough. She does not treat it as the voice of truth, but as a mental habit that can be reshaped. On the final day, they contemplate all phenomena as not self. They walk in silence outdoors, noticing how everything supports everything else: soil, insects, plants, sunlight, moisture. The teacher reminds them, you are not separate from this. Your body is made of earth, heat, air. Your mind is shaped by countless interactions. Megan remembers how harshly she has judged herself and others. She feels something soften. That night, she writes in her journal, maybe I can live with more gentleness. Maybe I can be firm with my actions while understanding that we are all swimming in conditions we did not choose. When she returns home, nothing external has magically changed. Her job is the same. Her family situation is the same. Her relationship still has ups and downs, but her way of seeing has shifted. When her body is tired, she does not scream internally, why are you like this? You useless thing. She thinks, of course you are tired. You have been working hard. Let us rest. When emotions surge, she no longer believes this will last forever. She watches them like waves. When her mind spins stories, she recognizes them as stories, not divine announcements. When someone is rude, she feels hurt, but she also wonders what they are going through. Over time, this new way of seeing reduces a lot of unnecessary suffering. Pain still exists. Loss still happens, but she no longer adds so much extra mental torture on top of it. This is the practical gift of seeing through body and mind. Maybe as you listen, you can feel echoes of your own life in these stories. Maybe you have clung to your body as your only source of value, and every sign of aging feels like an attack. Maybe you have chased pleasant feelings endlessly, but always found yourself empty again. Maybe you have believed your thoughts and identities are fixed, and the idea of change scares you. Maybe you have judged yourself and others as if everyone were an isolated island, and compassion has felt like weakness. The invitation of this teaching is not to become cold or detached. It is to become more real, more awake, more kind. When you see that the body is limited, you cherish it without worshiping it. When you see that feelings are unstable, you stop letting them drag your entire life in every direction. When you see that the mind is impermanent, you open the possibility of transformation. When you see that all things are not separate selves, your heart naturally leans toward empathy. In a sense, this is the essence of spiritual practice: to look deeply into reality, not to escape it, to refuse to keep living on automatic pilot, to stop decorating the surface while ignoring the foundations, to own your karma, your patterns, your role in your own destiny, while also recognizing how interconnected we all are. Before we close, I want to bring this back directly to you. Take a moment, if you can, to sit a little straighter and bring your attention into your body. Feel your feet on the ground, your seat on the chair, the weight of your hands. Notice one area of tension, maybe your shoulders, your neck, your stomach. Instead of criticizing it, just acknowledge there is tightness here. That is the beginning of contemplating the body as it is, without fantasy. Then, gently, notice what feeling is present right now. Are you curious, bored, skeptical, tired, hopeful, numb? Instead of analyzing it too much, just name it's awfully curiosity is here, or tiredness is here. That is the beginning of seeing feelings as passing experiences, not eternal verdicts. Next, watch one thought. It might be this is useful, or this is too abstract, or I do not get it. See how it flickers in your mind and then makes way for the next thought. That is the beginning of realizing your mind is a movement, not a solid rock. Finally, let your awareness widen to include the space around you, the room, the street, the city, the sky outside. Remember that. Right now, countless beings are breathing, hoping, loving, and suffering, just like you. The air you inhale has passed through many lungs. The device you are using is the fruit of many hands. Your life is woven into a vast fabric. That is the beginning of contemplating all phenomena as connected, not isolated. If you feel moved to share, I would love to hear your reflections in the comments. Have you ever had a moment when you clearly saw the impermanence of your body, emotions, or thoughts? Did that moment make you panic, or did it somehow bring a strange peace? How has seeing through your own patterns, even a little bit, changed the way you live or the way you treat others? Your story might be a lantern for someone else who is struggling in the dark. If this long, heart-to-heart sharing resonated with you, please support the channel by liking this video, subscribing, and turning on notifications so you can walk with us in future explorations of awakening, wisdom, karma, practice, and the subtle ways they shape our everyday destiny. If you feel called to go deeper and help sustain this work, you are warmly invited to join as a member. Your listening, your sincerity, and your willingness to look honestly at your own life are already a precious offering. Thank you for spending this time with me. May you gradually learn to see through your body and mind, not to reject them, but to free them. May you discover that beneath the changing waves of experience, there is a deeper clarity and kindness that has been waiting for you all along.
Life gets noisy. Work, stress, expectations. Sometimes we lose touch with the quiet part of ourselves. Bracelet isn't just an accessory. It's a small reminder that you deserve peace. You deserve moments of stillness. You deserve to hold on to your inner balance. If one of these bracelets speaks to your heart, you'll find the purchase link in the description below. And even more auctions available on our channel's shop page. Pick home the one that feels right.